Hello, America.
Welcome back to Frank Presents the Podcast. The play call. Frank,
Oh my God.
No, don't start over. Take 2. Welcome back to Frank Presents the Play Call. It's your girl, Frank, here, joining with Miss Nikki. How you doing, Miss Nikki?
Start it over. How you gonna say it's your girl?
Frank. Yeah, because I'm pretending I'm Frank. And I was gonna call Frank Bree. Nikki, you're supposed to go with the flow.
Well, you have blipers already. So
Hey,
Nikki, wait, that's how Frank be saying it. Nikki, what's up, Nikki?
Where'd she go? Nikki, your camera went off.
Yeah, she stuck her tongue out and the camera broke.
Yeah.
Somebody had texted me.
Well, hey, listen. So, and Nikki's favorites, what? Blessed and highly favored.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed and highly favored.
We here. 2 weeks since we last recorded. I took a week off, did some things, and we're here today. We was hoping to have like a lot more news going on. You know what I'm saying? Somebody today that Russell Wilson went to the Eagles, and everybody got up from the table and was looking at the TV like, what? Eagles fans was happy as hell. They were like, yeah, like what did we give up? And I'm like, bro, whatever you gave up, if he did go to your team, would be worth it. So
he didn't.
He didn't though. He didn't.
But fun fact about Russell Wilson, he did an interview 2 days ago. He spends over $1 million a year to keep his body in shape.
Mm-hmm. I heard that. I've seen that.
He might want to go eat avocado ice cream like Brady does and save a lot of money.
And avocado toast in the morning for breakfast.
Yeah, and no liquor throughout the whole year at all. I mean, and do pliabilities.
You know what I could do with $1 million a year?
Bro, what can we all do with $1 million a year? And you know what?
Listen,
I never believed in spending too much money on something, like cars and stuff. Like I like seeing Phantoms and all that good stuff. But I saw a $200,000 Range Rover, and they just said Frank buy me. Because the back of it, the seats recline. I hit a button, my refrigerator opens up. I can get my nice whiskey or whatever I'm drinking out of there. It's made luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, because me, if I had millions of dollars, I'm not driving my own car. I'm not. I'm going to GM. I'm going to get me either a Yukon or Suburban. And I'm getting deep, like the modified one where the backside is bigger. It's made for passenger riding. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm gonna have good Wi-Fi, like I have in my truck now, and I'm gonna have a spot for my laptop and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna have somebody drive me around because I'm not gonna get DUIs like these celebrities do. It's not happening. But that's just my thoughts. But anyway, Bree, what we got on the menu today? I know it's probably not a lot of stuff. That's not, kill time. Oh, first off, June. I hope everything's going good with the fam. You told us what it is. We're not going to put it out there, but prayers to you and the family, and I hope you're doing okay, man. He can't be with us tonight, but hopefully be with us next week. What's up, Bree?
So I'm going to give you a hand of applause because that's the first time, in June, we going to miss you, but that's the first time you ain't put somebody's personal shit out. But
do you see how he don't put June personal business out? Let it have been me. Let it have been me or Nikki. Oh, Bree's asshole
like America.
Bree's asshole exploded and she gotta go to the hospital. So prayers for Bree. Nikki's left titty exploded and she's bleeding out of her left titty, but prayers for Nikki. Don't want to go too much in detail.
Right,
America.
Nikki, don't do that again because I thought you was doing something else.
Don't be yourself all your life, Bree. Don't be yourself all your life.
So Bree, what's topic? Let's get into this. Now we're gonna be here all night. We see me, Bree, been drinking. Nikki don't drink. Yo, Nikki's the only person in America that has a shelf.
Skirt, Nikki, tell Frank what you was drinking last weekend. She had Crown Peach, Crown Vanilla, and a margarita.
Oh my God,
Nikki,
Bree.
so we lying?
First of all,
so we lying?
You're lying.
So while I was at a business trip in Palm Springs, you want to be taking drinks and you ain't tell nobody?
Frank.
She said I drank Crown Vanilla. I said with what? She was like with Coke It was all right. I didn't like it. She said, I drank Crown Peach. She said, I didn't like it. I forgot what she said she drank it with. I was like, no, you need to either drink that with sweet tea or the peach Red Bulls. And then on Sunday, when she went to brunch, she was like, I had a margarita.
So, America, 2 weeks ago, because Bree made it sound like I was turning up last weekend.
That was last week.
2 weeks ago. No. 2 weeks ago, I had vanilla and Coke. Yuck. Last week, Saturday, I tried Crown Peach with Sprite.
Oh yeah, I saw that. No.
Yuck. And then on Sunday I had a margarita. The margarita was,
well, I
was
found out about the Crown Vanilla the same day I found out about the margarita and a Crown Peach.
No, it wasn't great.
I found out all three of them on the same
margarita.
day.
The margarita was a slushy. So
I said,
it was. Anyway,
you see, Frank,
what we got on the docket?
You see, Frank, when Nikki be out with her friends, she be drinking. But when she be in the comfort of her own home, relaxing with us,
Facts.
she don't want to drink.
We be drinking alone. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that, because we done took shots of wine.
Ooh.
You don't take shots of wine.
No, you don't take shots of wine.
That's a joke. That's
Listen,
like grape.
I took shots of wine while y'all take shots of whatever y'all be taking shots of.
You know, I tell you what,
you be taking a sip of your wine.
Hold on, Bree. If you would have guzzled a cup of wine while we took a shot of something, that'll be equal.
That's
not in a cup. But you're guzzling a sip, a shot is not the same. That's like me taking a shot.
What we got on the docket? Oh, Frank, be quiet.
Come on, girl.
Go ahead, Bree.
So our main man, 300 grand, Brian Flores, he got a job.
Yes, he did get a job.
He joins the Pittsburgh Steelers as the senior defensive assistant. He stated that it started with advice from Mike Tomlin. He called Mike Tomlin for some advice on how to handle everything going on right now. And it ended out with a job. So kudos to him. Mike Tomlin spoke the day after the Steelers hired Brian Flores and said that he wasn't going to put people's names out there, but people were congratulating him, and other head coaches in the league were congratulating him, telling him he did the right thing and was giving him praise, and was like, well, where were you?
Like, basically, we all had the opportunity to bang them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first off, shout out to Mike Tomlin for realizing,
and Art Rooney
and them. But Mike Tomlin realizing, listen, I got a head coach out there that's a defensive mind that held the Rams like 4 years ago to 3 points in the Super Bowl. Just sitting there waiting to get called up. And I'm going to bring him in as my assistant linebackers coach, or linebackers coach, assistant defensive coordinator. I'm going to bring this man in. The man that held the Rams to 3 points in the Super Bowl.
The same Rams that won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the same Rams they won the Super Bowl this year.
Right.
And I'm going to bring him in. The minute that happened, I said, oh, your defense is going to be top five. Top five. You already had the pieces. You got TJ Watt. You got Minka in the back. You have somebody else up there in the front. I can't think of his name right now. But
you talking about
Hayward, right?
Cam Hayward. Yep, we got Cam Hayward in the front. We have Minka, we have Joe Hayden, and we have Sutton in the back.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Cam Hayward. We have don't forget, we have Highsmith too.
Okay,
Highsmith.
So now you take Brian Flores to come in there, he got something to prove. Look, all y'all need to do is get a quarterback to manage the game. I think your defense is going to be stout. I think your defense is going to be great going into it. I see good things happening for Pittsburgh. I'm not saying win back the North, but I'm saying it's very close to win the North. Very, very good. Because
also don't forget
what they're gonna do. You know what?
I like how you said what you said, how you started off. Also, you got to think of it this way with Mike Tomlin. He said, I got a brother, you know?
Yeah.
who's out here struggling. The whole world is against him right now. He's coming to me for advice.
What am I going to do?
Everything you just said too, as well. I'm going to help him out because I'm not going to sit here and not let this happen. And I wish he would not. No, never mind. Mike Tomlin's class, right? He's a little classy man. What if he would have name dropped the coaches?
I would have.
I would have too.
I mean, but
you sit here telling me I did the right thing and congrats and stuff. But where was
why?
you?
I got my moments of petty
Like,
sometimes, so I think I probably would have did it. But Nikki, what you think about it? What's your take?
Yeah,
on
I think it's cool, but you know what? I think it shows class that he did it, and on top, like, I'm not gonna give y'all no story time because now, people gonna, whenever they interview these raggedy coaches, hey, what do you think about what do you think about the statement that Mike Tomlin made about you doing it? Like, nah, I'm not even gonna give you that time.
Bro, and Mike Tomlin don't like being in the press. He don't like being.
Yeah, so he did right.
Yeah, so welcome to my team. I have a meeting, a business meeting next weekend with Mike Tomlin and Brian Flores. I get to meet the man himself. So make sure he's good worthy. I'm Pittsburgh's first lady, so he gotta get my approval first.
You stupid.
She couldn't even say without laughing.
All right, so what's next, boo?
Next, I'm gonna skip the draft because I saved this picture and I wanted to talk about it because we're living in a fucking matrix. Excuse my language, but we're living in a matrix, okay? So you have Joe Theismann, right? And you have Alex Smith. We're living in a matrix.
Yeah, I remember that.
Whew. Listen, both of them, right? Injury, broken right tibia and fibula, both of them. On the date of November 18th, Joe's was in 1985 and Alex Smith was in 2018. I miss my baby Alex. Both teams were Washington Redskins. Location was in Washington, D.C. They both were at the 39-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
The final score for both games were 23-21. They both were caused by a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Joe's was caused by Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Smith was caused by J.J. Watt. Both left tackles, right, were both injured, were both off field due to injury, and they both were Pro Bowlers, left tackles.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
Like what? Like
the universe. So think about it. If we was high talking about this, where our mind was going. If we was on shrooms,
I would have passed out.
Like,
I would have passed out.
Whoa. I mean, listen, I saw that, and it's such
we're living in a matrix.
Yeah, it's such a coincidence.
No, we're living like that is.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
That is so wild. Like how? On the same exact date, both the home game with the same score, the same injury on the same yard line, caused by both times are caused by a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
That's crazy. I mean, that just tells you that some things are just meant to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They are just meant to happen. But I don't know. That's crazy. So what else we got?
Jaguars and Raiders will play in a 2022 Pro Football Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio on Thursday, August 4th.
If I was the Jags, I'm starting my starters.
We started ours when we played the Cowboys last year. No, we did. We played Mason and Haskins.
Yeah.
Because remember, I was like, take Mason off the and then remember what Haskins came in?
Yeah.
And then we started scoring.
Nah, so that's what I'm saying. If I was them, I would, just to get them a little taste of it. Maybe not the whole game, but maybe the first half of the game. Because they're not going to try to go hard that game. They're not trying to hurt nobody.
The week before preseason.
Exactly. So, but I would get Lawrence. Yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor out there. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
I would get him out there and get him comfortable with the team. It's like it's like that fighter that fights that little warm up fight, and then goes on to fight the next player. So I
can see what Doug Peterson has in mind with them too, like see like what he brings and stuff as well. Another fun fact, I guess there's a lot of quarterbacks, or I would say a lot of NFL players who are married to their high school sweethearts. Trevor Lawrence and his wife have been together since middle school. So that's a fun fact, and I think that's very, very beautiful. So shout out to them. Next, we have in the beginning of the 2023 season, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will bring back their throwback creamsicle colors and their original orange and white uniforms for throwback games, as they did from 2009 to 2012. Frank doesn't like them. I think they look pretty good. I like that old school Buccaneers logo that they used to have.
Yeah.
I feel like if their jerseys were white with the creamsicle lining, or the numbers being in creamsicle with a white jersey, it would have looked a lot doper because it would have matched the helmet.
Yeah, I'm not fan of the jersey. The helmet don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not a fan of the color of the jersey. And maybe because I'm seeing them into what they had recently, even when they won the Super Bowl in 2000 and was it 2? They look very different. But I like that Eagles one that June had put up. Conversation. I like that green, you know what I'm saying? But that creamsicle orange looks, I don't know, makes me want to eat like a sherbet or something. I don't know.
Okay, you ready for the next topic?
Yeah, because
it's not really a topic, but it's a little funny. Mason Rudolph is only 81,418 yards away from becoming NFL's all-time passing yard leader.
He can do it. He can do it. He can accomplish that next season.
Who? The same man who tied with the Lions?
In Madden. Put the game on an hour each quarter, and he gonna do it in Madden. You know what I'm saying? Anything's possible in Madden. And in Madden, we trust.
Monday we had some news about Kyler Murray. It now seems that Kyler Murray wants to remain Arizona's quarterback, as long as the team is willing to make his long-term contract extension a priority. Action speaks much louder than words in this business. Unfortunately, every coach, player, and executive in the NFL knows or should know that words and hypothetical promises are regularly dismissed and fleeting in this business.
So, my thing with Kyler Murray is that you go on this little rant, right? And you start acting like, oh my God, you delete. You do shit like when people break up with their girls, you start taking all your pictures off Instagram, or when the girls won't get their body done, and they don't want to show nobody they had no ass before. So what they do is they go back to every picture before they got their body done, they take it off. And then every picture since then is them in the gym doing squats. Like, I worked for this. You look like a pancake. All of a sudden now you work for that bubble you got. And that's what he did. He went on there. He got mad because he couldn't throw the ball over his offensive line or defensive line because he's short. You know what I'm saying? If we notice that he has to drop back to pass to clear the passes, because if he stays at the center, if he goes on an I formation, he does anything close to the line, he's done. And you get mad and you take all the pictures off, and then now you want to be back. Oh, I want to play. No. Somebody said today in the Chiefs mess, hey, you should have stuck to baseball. That's childish. You want to be an athlete, you want to get paid money, act like an adult. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what he said after his very first loss in the NFL. I should have stuck with baseball.
So all I'm gonna say is this: it's clearly more to the story than we know. I've noticed in the last few months, right, when we hear something or whatever, like any human being, will have our 2 cents, and then we hear a little bit more of the story, then we'll add or subtract or whatever. I think there's more to the story than we all know. It's easy, and I'm not saying that y'all wrong, right? I'm not saying that, but it's clearly more to the story than.
But you can't say that, because we were talking about this at the beginning when he was his rookie season, when he was acting out because he was losing games when he was the starter for the Cardinals. And then they brought him DeAndre Hopkins and they got him all these weapons, and now he's winning, and then he stopped acting like an entitled person. So he feels entitled.
So this is the thing. I don't see that in him. I don't see that he feels entitled. You know who I feel like when I step back and I'm like, okay, let me name somebody that I think feels entitled. Aaron feels entitled. I don't see Kyler behaving like Aaron. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's clear difference, right? So when I see Kyler, this is what I see, all right? So I don't know. I think when I think of somebody, I think he acts more like Russell. And I don't feel Russell's an entitled person. Behavior-wise. Yeah, I do.
Like Russell?
No, he does not. Well, in your opinion, yes. So did you see how he was acting the 2019-2020 season? Like the entire season?
Nope.
He was making headlines. That's when he said his infamous "I should have stuck with baseball" after his first loss in the NFL, like his first snap. Like he felt like that. He was acting like that all of 2019-2020 season. 2020 happened, COVID happened. That's when they made that trade for DeAndre Hopkins from the Texans. That's when all those trades started happening. That's when JJ Watt also went to the Texans. From the Texans to the Cardinals as well. When he started getting these weapons and they started winning, then he stopped acting like that.
So maybe because I'm thinking about it different, right? So when I first got to where I currently work, right, I was like, maybe I should have just stayed in my previous command because I knew what I was doing. Like, I had everything the way I wanted it, right? It comes easy to me because in my routine, right? Like, it was easy. I know they knew I wasn't coming to work before 9. I didn't have to explain that to nobody. Everybody already knew she'll be here at 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had, and I had to build that over time. So when I got to my new place, I was like, maybe now at my new place,
so the difference with you is he can't say, man, I should have stayed where I used to come from because he came from college. He played college, right? So
but he was good in baseball. But he was good in baseball. That's a comfort zone.
But yes, he played baseball and football in college. He played baseball and football in college, right? But if he wanted to stick, he should have never did the NFL Combine. He should have never declared for the draft.
I'm happy you said that. I didn't have to come to where I am now. I picked.
But you have experience in your job and in the Navy. He didn't have experience in the NFL to be so entitled and to act like that.
I understand that, but it
would be different if you were brand new into the Navy. This is your very, very first command, and then you start acting.
Yeah, but whenever you go to, so listen, when you go to a new command, you are brand new. You might know your job, but you have to fit the new mold in a new command. You get what I'm saying? What I used to do in my previous command ain't what I'm doing here. So this, and if you want me to be completely honest, the job that I'm doing here is legit a new job for me. I've never done it in my almost 17 years in the Navy. I've never done it. Never. You get what I'm saying? So it is something new. So my comfort zone is where I left. Now, granted, now I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I'm coming up on 2 years. Okay. So his first year, he hated it. The second year, when he got a little bit more, he liked it. I don't know. I just feel like, and I'm not against what you're saying. I'm not. Everybody is entitled
just
to
know
their
he's
own
not
opinion.
acting like Russell. Russell is a lot more class. He's not. Look,
I agree. What I'm saying is, I think hear him in the headlines. I don't. I don't. All I heard is, he took out. Last week, people started to talk. I think Russell's out of Seattle because he took down his emoji in the uniform and put another emoji. He was wearing football. I think he's out of Seattle because he changed his emoji on his IG or his Twitter. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what people do. This is they do this to keep you, Frank, and everybody else doing exactly what we're doing.
So I'm gonna say something, right? You said he reminds you of Aaron. And you know me, we've talked at nauseum about Aaron Rodgers and what he does.
No, I say he does not remind me of Aaron.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay. So
he does not.
So you named 2 quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers,
right,
and Russell Wilson.
Right.
And then we got
And
Kyler Murray. Right?
Right.
I don't think fact. One of them has a ring.
Both of them have rings.
Both of them. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. One. So here's what I'm gonna say. He doesn't remind me of Russell. Russell's humble as hell, in my opinion. I think Russell has dealt with his situation in Seattle outstandingly professional. I think that he's managed to do what he did. And even though he didn't want to be there, he still went out there and played, got injured, and still kept playing. Aaron Rodgers, we've all had our conversations. We think he's very cocky, very arrogant.
Yes.
He feels like he runs the show, but that's because he's been allowed to think that. But here's the difference in resume. One has 2 Super Bowl appearances with 1 ring. The other has 1 Super Bowl appearance, 1 ring, 4 or 5 NFL MVPs. He is the back-to-back NFL MVP winner. The last person to win back-to-back was, my memory's right, is Brett Favre. Brett Favre won it 3 years in a row.
I thought it was 4 years in a row, Brett Favre.
3, 4, it doesn't really matter. Nobody's done it since, right? So it's to a certain extent, if those guys wanted to act a little entitled, wanted to act a little like I earned my spot, they can do that because they've went out and proven it. Russell won his first Super Bowl within his first 4 years in the NFL?
2016.
Yeah, and went to 2 of them, so, and it was almost, he was a handoff away from being a back-to-back champ, but that didn't work out in his favor. So my thing with Kyler is you complain that you didn't have weapons, you got them. Yeah, Hopkins got hurt, so we can't say that he was there. But you've been playing for 2 years now? I mean, 3 years?
3, yeah.
3? 3 years. So where's the growth and maturity in you at? Where
I don't see the immaturity the way y'all see
it. When you go on
Nikki,
social
you should have
media,
wait, did you pay attention to how he was acting in after game interviews and press conferences his rookie season for every loss?
Yeah, but you're talking about 1 year. When you say 3 years, I don't see the immaturity in 3 years. You're talking about his rookie year. We got people that was immature their rookie year. We got people not in their rookie year that is still immature.
He was super duper immature and was complaining about Arizona. They got him what he wanted. They started winning. His weapons got injured. They didn't go to where they wanted to go, where he wanted them to go. So he took everything Arizona out of all social medias and then played it like, I don't understand why people are talking about me in Arizona. But now he's saying that he will stick with Arizona if they negotiate an extension with him.
The owner said that he had a conversation with Kyler, and Kyler is their future. You must have missed that one too.
No, the owner did say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Here's what I'm gonna say, right? And this is
because the team also took everything of Kyler Murray off their face, didn't they? But we didn't say they were immature.
Well, I didn't know that. So if that's the case,
remember we brought that up last time? I said
Kyler, we did 2 weeks ago.
After Kyler deleted everything, the Arizona Cardinals page archived all of their pictures of Kyler.
So they had the same PR person then, is what you're saying.
So the question is, why don't we have the same verbiage for the team, but you only have it for Kyler? I have never heard anybody say that shit was childish.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'll be honest.
No, but we said that last time we recorded. We said that they both were in the wrong for that.
So
that's why I say it's more to the story than we know.
About Kyler now because he says that he wants to remain Arizona's quarterback as long as the team is willing to.
Just like the owner said that they had a conversation and Kyler is their future. I mean, both sides are doing the same thing, but we're only pinpointing on one side. So that's why I say it has to be more to the story than we know.
So this is what I'm gonna say, right? I can't hold the team accountable for an action. It's a team organization, right? It was childish on
right.
Pictures. We're talking about the player here, right? Just like Aaron Rodgers was wrong for doing what he does, and just like he does what he does because he can get away with it, The only saint here is Russell Wilson. Let's just be clear.
Most definitely. I love Russ.
He spoke his piece. He went out there and played. He spoke his piece again and went out there and played. He gave it what he had, got injured, and still kept playing. So we're going to take Russell out the equation, right? Because he's a Saint. He is Saint Wilson. Now,
right.
My thing with Kyler is you, and this is just me, and this is where I'm agree with June. You haven't done anything to prove that you deserve the money you think you want. If that's what this is about. If it's about you not getting the contract, the extension you want, you haven't proven to this team that you can be the person they want you to be. First off, you're undersized. You're undersized. Let's just be clear. Your balls get batted if you're at the line because these 6'5", 6'10" people jump up and now they're like 8 feet tall and they knock you. Right. You in playoffs, you haven't come up successful. And there's been times where you need to show up, you didn't show up. We can prove it in our pick'ems. How many times?
And there's been time that he did show up, right?
Yes, he did.
Because I'm about to throw you another quarterback.
Okay, give me a second. Let me finish this, and we can go to the other quarterback.
That's why I want to make sure you.
So my thing,
you to feed
so then you don't need to act that way. You know what I'm saying? You need to just be a little bit more humble and understand that at the end of the day, the owner's the billionaire. You are the player.
Right.
You're not equal. You're here, and that franchise is giving you what you want. Hopkins, AJ Green,
right.
Good defense, a decent run game. They brought a coach in for you, and yet you still can't produce. You got to relax, Papa. You got to relax. Go ahead now.
So, listen, this is why, let me first say this, and then I'll throw my person, right? This is why I think it's more to the story than we know, right? Because all we know is Kyler's crying for whatever reason, or whatever y'all want to do it. So you was like, you asked for this money, but you haven't taken the team where they need to be, right? So you know who I just thought of when you said that?
Dak Prescott.
Of course. The same thing that you're saying, Dak has performed and he has showed up. Dak hasn't taken the team anywhere. But guess what the team did? They paid Dak. They did. He's still there. And now we're still questioning, hey, is Dak Prescott the guy? Now, don't get me wrong. Listen. This is the only point I only said Dak just because everything that you were saying, I was like, Dak ain't performing. They paid him. He cried too. And he got hurt. And they paid him right after he got hurt. And Dak is stacked too, But anyway, let me go back. Let me go back to this. This is the only thing that I'm saying. I think that it's more to the story than we know because you are correct. Who has the upper hand? The organization. But the organization is playing the same game Kyler is playing. When he took down, they took down. He want to stay, we want you to stay. So it's more to the story than we can see. Now, it would have been different if Kyler was doing, barking, and the team, like the organization, right? Like, you know what? We can do better than this because I could get somebody else, right? Or like we all know, we have the upper hand. But because they're dealing the same cards, I know it's something else than what we see. The only thing we see is this. Oh, Kyler first year, he complained. So now Kyler is now labeled the person, the bad person. And I'm not saying he's not. I just don't think that we don't got all the facts. So we're basing this off of, he said he should do thingy. When he was losing, he was mad. And then as soon as the thing, you know who else was like that? Mother freaking, hold on. Jalen. He got into a spot and then he didn't want to play. He was hurt. Release him. I don't see nobody saying that Jalen's the problem. Because now we're saying Jalen, for the people, he's producing. He's doing this. He's now on a winning team. But he was doing great in Jacks. And then he got into an argument and he didn't want to play. Jalen was hurt for 4 or 5 games before we let him go. Same thing with Yannick Ngakoue. There's so many players, but I don't hear that, hey, this person cried or this person this, like the way I'm hearing it from things. Because guess who was immature that first year of Thingy, Bree? Jalen Ramsey. Sure was. Sure was.
But we saw
He told y'all,
first off, we see
gonna
Jalen
win that
fall in the
thing.
Super
But
Bowl.
Jalen Ramsey didn't post an Instagram photo after, making highlights and showing that there's an issue. But when you're doing, you're showing that there's an issue going on with you and your organization, and then you're coming back and it's like, I'm not with all this nonsense and I don't understand why everyone is doing this and that, when clearly why everyone's making speculations. But it's not just one person. But if you have ESPN talking about it, if you have Good Morning Football talking about it, if you have First Take talking about it, if you have Undisputed talking about it, clearly you're getting the attention and people clearly see it. It's not, just one person is talking about it. You have all these major NFL networks out there talking about it. And then you're going to sit here and try to play it as if you don't know what's going on, or you don't know why people are talking about you and stuff. That's what I don't like. That's why I'm talking about what I mean by he's showing the same type of attitude that he had his rookie season. That's why I keep bringing up his rookie season, because he's kind of showing it.
So I'm gonna say this. Going back,
that's how it works.
You brought up Dak, right? And yes, that has come up short in the playoffs. That Cowboys have given teams, they built a team. The only difference I think is that Dak's attitude has been very different dealing with the situation. I think Dak showed more maturity in the fact of, hey, this is what I expect. I'm not gonna talk bad about the organization. I'm just gonna heal. And then paid out in his favor because Jerry Jones likes him.
I agree.
That's the difference.
And I agree with you. And you know why I agree with you there? Because there was no underlying messiness. This is how I say it. And I'm not saying, I just want you to think about it this way. Dak hands were clean, the organization hands were clean, right? So however this thing shakes and it works, it's just how it's gonna work. I just believe that since the organization is matching the same energy Kyler is doing, right? Or vice versa, somebody's hands isn't clean. You get what I'm saying? And because somebody's hands isn't clean, I need your right hand to meet my left hand so we can kumbaya. It wasn't like that for that. It was like,
can I ask you a question?
You get what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Why would the team do that if they didn't have nothing to hide? They could have just kept it regular and let him be messy, right? Can I say this though? Is it possible that the player himself knows he's underperformed when he needed to and knows how this is a business? This is not a family thing. If you can't give us what we need, somebody out there would. Knowing that you have people like Aaron Rodgers coming up available, Russell Wilson.
Right.
And I think there's another quarterback out there. And then you got other quarterbacks coming in the league.
Jimmy G.
You got Jimmy G, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G. Mm-hmm. So the team is thinking, what if we gave another quarterback the same opportunity you have? What would they do? What would a Russell Wilson do with this defense and those receiving weapons? You know what I'm saying? What would Aaron Rodgers do with this defense and those weapons? Would Jimmy G manage the game better than you? Can Jimmy G get us into field goal range to win a game, close game, where you can't even get the ball past the offensive line?
Right.
Now, do I think that Kyler Murray's an explosive? Not explosive. I'm going to say he's a entertaining player. Yeah, he gets out there, starts scrambling. He starts around like a little kid in diapers around the field with the ball in his hand. Like, see the
that big ass helmet. Don't forget that helmet. Weigh him down.
And shit. But I just feel that he probably, in the back of his mind, it probably plays a role. And the team is also thinking, do we want to invest long term on this man when he's not giving us what he's supposed to give? So
but the team is saying they want to invest long term.
I'm just saying
the owner said that.
The thoughts is very different. When we get in our own heads, sometimes we create things that are not there. So I'm not disagreeing with you. There's more to the story. I'm not disagreeing at all. I just feel that as a player, you never have the upper hand. When you haven't done anything, you don't have the upper hand.
Correct.
You have to you got to relax, Papa. You got to relax and say, okay, I'm going to go out there and play. See, Aaron, as much as he's arrogant and he's whatever, at least, he got the MVPs to match. He got the Super Bowl appearance. He's been top 5 quarterbacks in the league the last 10, 15 years. He's always in the conversation. Russell is a class act. He has a Super Bowl ring with 2 appearances. He's never won NFL MVP, but he got a ring. And he's thrown for 4,000 or 5,000 yards. He's produced. So with less.
No, I agree. I agree.
That's it.
I agree. I agree with that. I do agree that so let's say this, right? He definitely ain't a Russell, but he's definitely not a Rod, right?
No.
So I don't know. I just don't. He doesn't. To me, he doesn't come off as he's entitled. That's just me.
And that's fair. That's your opinion.
I do think that. I do think that. I think his biggest issue is, and because he harps on this issue, other people can come up with other things, is that he doesn't want to be blamed for them losing. He doesn't want to be one they said, oh, if Kyler does this more, Kyler do this better or whatever, right? And I think because he is so focused on that, he comes off like, I'm doing my part, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I think he needs to understand that as a quarterback, regardless if you do the good, the wrong, the ugly, the bad, or whatever, your name always gets thrown some way, somehow. And I think once he gets over that hurdle, the people that thinks he's entitled will know that. I don't think it's more entitlement. I just think that he just don't want to be the name of why they're not where we probably think they should be. But I think he needs to understand, because he's the quarterback, even if you're not 100% blamed, your name is going to get thrown in there some way, somehow. So that's just what I think is his issue. And I think if people would take that, or he would take that off, the word of him thinking he's entitled will go out the door. That's how I just feel.
So I think that if he, let's say, where the blame won't be on him is that every time the offense is on the field, he does his job as the quarterback. Right. So remember, defense wins that game, right? So he can sit there and put up 52 points, right? He's done phenomenal. He's doing everything. Didn't throw any interceptions, right? Over 400 passing yards in one game. Every throw is a completion. Like, phenomenal numbers, right? And he still lose. I don't think the blame would be on him. But that's why I feel like if he was to, for example, look at the Rams game, he did absolutely nothing. But I also think that once he got DeAndre Hopkins, and he was so used to giving it and throwing it to him, that it was like, once he got hurt, it's like, well, damn, like, you have to. Also, with James Conner barely being in and out, because James Conner was hurt towards the end of the season as well, because if he wasn't giving it to DeAndre, he was passing it off to James Conner. It's like, you can't always like rely, but also that also goes into the practicing too. Like, what are they doing at practice? What plays are they calling? Who are they? But that also goes into it. So like there is a lot to go with it, but I feel like there would be no blame on him if he did his job as the quarterback and put up phenomenal numbers and didn't make as many mistakes as he did in the playoff game against the Rams.
Yeah. That's fair. But I want you to remember this. When Odell went down, the quarterback wasn't doing a fuck thing to the fourth quarter. So everybody has their player that they like and they produce well with. And once that equation is out, they struggle because they don't have the same chemistry. And I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I think I could prove, just like I tried to right here. Like, we could say the same thing for other people.
The only difference between Stafford and Kyler when it comes to their number one player being out, if we're talking about that specific scenario, is that Stafford had to sit there and get his shit together right away because he's in a Super Bowl, where Kyler had weeks until the wild card to get used to other wide receivers.
And also been in the field in the thing for 13 years. I hope you know how to.
Well, hold on. Let's also be clear. Let's not act like what happened was that the superhero named Aaron Donald woke up and said, "We're about to lose this game." And you got
I agree.
His sidekick.
I agree. I agree.
So what I'm saying is,
I agree. All I'm saying is that
you have her example was switch your shit up, or you have,
and I agree,
to switch your shit up.
I just feel like this.
Don't do 2 seconds, because it took them Odell went out second, whatever, and it took him to fourth quarter to come back
that's
to
what I'm
the
saying.
game.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, not really 2 seconds, but you had like today to get your shit together and like 3 weeks to get your shit together. So
Yeah, but that's not fair, Bree. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but this is why I say what I'm saying about. I think it's more to the story, because I think what we do is, as individuals or whatever, right? We have a narrative, and whatever fits that narrative, we run with it without thinking that, wait, let me, just like, for example, and then I'm gonna tell you why I started thinking like this. Because when the thing happened with what's the dude name that I say I won't talk about no more? What's his
AB.
name?
AB.
AB, right? And I'm like, oh, he was hurt. F that, blah, blah, blah. But then we find out that they try to do this and they try to do that. Then they'll be like, wait, time out, AB. Like, I think you kind of,
Who still hasn't got ankle surgery, by the way.
Right. But
And the Bucks is paying for it still.
Remember, when the thing first came out, we like, yo, that ain't right. He was hurt. You can't force somebody. You get what I'm saying? And then after more stuff started coming out, we like, wait, time out. We didn't have the full picture. And I think the thing with Kyler, especially because of the way the organization is responding, I feel like we don't have the whole story. And I think it's just easier going with the narrative, because we already believe that his first year, he was a spoiled brat. You get what I'm saying? So it's easy to follow with that narrative. But because I believe that the organization has so much more pull than the player, just like we said, I don't with the way they're moving, I'm like, there got to be something messy here. We just don't know what the messiness, at what extent this messiness is. And it's easier to blame Kyler. And I think that's Kyler's problem, because he doesn't want to be blamed for situation. Like, he feeds into the stuff that he don't want to happen. It's so easy. He feeds into it. I think if he changed his narrative, then whatever the real issue is, I think it will be exposed.
Okay.
But anyway,
okay.
I'm done about
Do
that.
we think that Saquon needs to take a leap of faith away from the Giants?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, we said that at the same time.
Yes. I'm going to tell you why. I think he needs to go to a team that has another back and not make him the number one back. He needs to go to a place where he could split backs. And Pittsburgh would be good for him because you got Najee there. I think he needs to go a place where he's not expected to do. So somebody brought something up today, right?
Tennessee.
That's who. Somebody said in Carolina, McCaffrey keeps getting hurt because out of 95 plays, they give
that might be a good place to go.
They give him 85 snaps. So when you're the main workhorse and you're not built that way, you take a Derrick Henry, he's built that way. You take players that are built to take that 95, 85 snaps and run the ball. He's not. He's already been injury prone. So you have to protect him. So I feel in a dual setting like Chubb
with two injury prone running backs, give them
like what they got in Cleveland. You got Hunt and you got Chubbs. You know what I'm saying? You put them two together.
Right.
You got explosiveness. You go, if you team up with a Najee, you team up with somebody else, but he's not the number one, I think it's great.
So I think the issue he has is, and I think you made a good point, right? Were you about to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, besides this past season, the difference with Cleveland is that Chubb isn't injury prone. I don't think you should put two injury prone running backs on the same team.
I think the thing is this, right? And I think Frank hit the nail on his head. I think so. This is the thing. I think Carolina would be a good spot, better than Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think, or the idea is this: if he goes to somewhere like Pittsburgh, right? What do you think he'll see the field? I think he doesn't want to be a number two.
But they're not gonna say adios amigos to McCaffrey and make McCaffrey the number two and put Saquon as the number one.
I agree, but the problem is this: McCaffrey is injury prone.
But so is Saquon. They get injured at the same week every single year.
However,
but they're playing two different teams.
However, I'm gonna say this: You get McCaffrey and Saquon in the backfield at the same time. Now, defense has to think who's running the ball, who's catching.
Who's doing it?
McCaffrey has over 1,000 yards receiving as a running back with 1,000 yards rushing as a quarterback. He has a running back. So when you get that option out there, it makes it harder for the defense to think, okay, are they going to go Saquon with the run? You could run with both, but you could only going to really catch with one.
Yeah. You know what I'm
saying? So now do I load the box up with 8? Or do I take my chance with my front 4 and for 7 stop in the front and leaving the back to cover down? That's all I'm saying. I agree. They're both injury prone.
That is smart. No, that is very smart. But me, if I was an owner, I wouldn't put 2 injury prone running backs on the same team. Because when they both out, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, but they don't. But this is a difference. This is a difference, right? So
if you let's say you put a stronger running back with Christian McCaffrey, right, who isn't as injury prone as him, because they're about equal the same when it comes to injury prone. They're about equal the same when it comes to who's on IR for however long. So if you put a stronger, but same also with Saquon, if you take him to a team that has a strong running back that isn't so much injury prone like him, and to cause chaos on the field, then I wouldn't. To me personally, I wouldn't put 2 injury prone. I would give them each strong running backs to help them out, to put them in the backfield together.
Right, but this is the thing. This is how I'm thinking about it, right? All right, so think about it like this: where he's at and where McCaffrey's at. How many snaps is he getting as a Giant? How many snaps is he getting as a Panther, right? If they're in the same team, they can't still get that same amount of snaps because I know they're injury prone. The thing is, if I have him behind a Najee is a horse. Barkley probably would never see the field. I have him warming my bench. That's it, pretty much.
Here's what I would say.
Just like Mariota, they only throw him in there just to sprinkle.
Well, hold on. What you could do is this too, right? Like Pittsburgh did when they won their Super Bowl with Ben's first ring. The bus didn't play between the 20 and the 20. The bus only played from the 20 on the goal line because he knew that he couldn't. They saved his energy between the length of the field. But when the field got compressed and he had to run, they put his big body in to beat that defensive lineup.
Can you believe he's 50 years old? Sorry, I just have to throw that out. I still can't believe that motherfucker is 50.
If you take a Saquon and you say, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use a Najee between the 20s, the explosiveness. But when we get into close quarters, I'm going to use you to beat up the line. That could work for him too, because he's not putting as much wear and tear on his body. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You know one thing I would agree. Bro, did you freeze?
Yeah, Bree's frozen. America. Bree is frozen.
America. Bree. The one thing we agree on is
the topics.
The topics. But the one thing we could agree on is it's time to leave the Giants. They you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, it's time.
Listen, he got to leave the Giants. He got to. I'm sorry. He's not gonna be successful there. It's a wrap. The Giants are not the team to be if you're trying to win a ring.
You see, Odell was like, and then the next scene he was like,
Odell proved that he still has something left in the tank in the team where he had it.
That was another thing I was gonna say, right? So, because when Odell went there, he wasn't receiving snaps. He was just there to look pretty. You know what I'm saying? And when they threw it, he didn't catch it. It was like, it's all right, bro. You'll learn.
I feel and then it worked out for
him. And then this Super Bowl was their scheme was all around Odell Beckham. Yep. Was the look pretty, be the decoy. You know what I'm saying? Look pretty. Odell, do what you do. And then when he went down, we were like, all right, cool. Come on. Come back.
Hey, Bree. Good to see you again.
My iPad did an update on me. My iPad started updating on me. I forgot to have automatic updates on it. I was like,
what's the next topic?
The NFL Combine has started.
Yeah.
All right.
let me get my other phone because. But yeah, I've been paying attention a little bit. You know, shout out to the quarterback. I forgot his name, but the quarterback from Pittsburgh University.
Yeah, I know his name
he's looking phenomenal. He's looking great. He's looking phenomenal. Where you going, Frank?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. I was like, what?
Yeah, y'all still in my ear even when I get up, but where you go, Bree?
Oh, because I'm using my other phone for
Oh, I'm like, why you get silent?
Oh no, because no, yeah, sorry. Oh, I got a good game for us to play though. Let me see if my iPad is ready. Okay, that was fast.
Oh, that was it? The combine, and that was it? What was moving on?
Yeah, and then it's a fun game that I got.
Oh, we got another NFL game?
It's a pick, yeah, but it's I'm just gonna name. Hopefully Frank, my iPad's done, so hopefully Frank can add me when he comes back.
Oh, okay.
It's a pick 2 wide receivers in their prime to help you win the Super Bowl, but I have the names of the wide receivers.
Okay. And that's why we picking the wide receivers.
And you pick your two whenever Frank comes back. Oh, Frank is back?
Yeah, I just had to use the bathroom. I'm drinking water and drinking all this liquor. I gotta pee sometime today.
I'm doing good with my water intake. It was all the way full. Can you see where it's at?
Bree, Nikki, we see you. Everybody, listen, before we continue with the topics, we got to say something.
Don't start.
Nikki said, you know what? I'm going to take 30 days to work out because I'm trying to look a certain way for my birthday. And so far, Nikki's what, 2 days in? 3 days in?
Yep, 3 days in.
3 days in of her 30-day challenge to herself. She did this on herself. She's doing this on her own. She said, I'm tired of being what I want to be. I want to be where I need to be. And this is where it's going to be. And she did it. So we're going to give her a round of applause for that because it takes dedication and self-discipline for that. Let's go.
All right. So this game, so we have a game, okay? And dang, that was, my phone is slow. So it is, I'm going to name 6 wide receivers, okay?
Okay.
You are going to name 2 wide receivers you will take to help your team win the Super Bowl in their prime. So you got to pick your top 2 wide receivers out of the 6 that I named. Mm-hmm. You're going to pick in their prime. Think about them in their prime. Okay. Pick
so for my team.
Yeah, for your team.
Okay.
But okay. not like Team Frank. It's like the Patriots, the Jags, the Steelers. Okay. In their prime. Okay.
Okay.
You got Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Antonio Brown, and Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm taking Terry, Owens, and Calvin Johnson.
You said 3 or 2?
2. You gotta pick 2.
2. She picked 3.
No, she said Terrell Owens and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you said, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Terrell Owens.
In their prime. I'm picking Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. That's who I'm taking.
She did say Randy first. So in the Patriots, my team, I only could pick 2 of the ones you named.
Yep. I already know Randy Moss is one of them for you.
No, I see. I can't because here's the deal.
He's already off the board.
No, because we can pick.
No. You can switch up. It's not like
I would take Randy.
I told you he was gonna take Randy Moss. You said no.
Taking Randy. Randy out the gate.
9, number 9.
And T.O.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. T.O. was a big body.
I'm Jerry Rice.
Wait, I'm gonna tell you because he wasn't the fastest. When made Jerry Rice right, he could run his routes good. Yeah. So if I'm a team, you're gonna have to double team somebody. And 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get the D ball. So you're gonna double team Randy and leave Terrell open. Terrell can make something happen. Remember, let's be clear. Terrell played the Super Bowl with a broken ankle
That is true.
and put up 107 plus yards. So T.O. in his prime, you couldn't stop him. A big body wide receiver is like Calvin Johnson, Megatron. You could take either one of them and put them, and you have him cross that middle. First off, DBs are too small. They're not going to try to stop him. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's how people.
5'9"
Now, Randy,
at best. You know what I'm saying?
now Randy Moss, he gonna make every impossible catch caught. He is who DeAndre Hopkins is trying to beat.
Listen, Randy Moss told Culpepper when they was on the Vikings together, just throw it. I'll be there. Just throw it up. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna catch it. Don't worry about it. And if you look at his prime,
What other wide receiver has a catch named after them? Oh, you just mossed him. Oh, you mossed him. Name another one. Because you know why? Not a Randy Moss. He called a pass. He called a pass. Yes. That's what I picked.
Somebody feeling good today. Let's go, Bree.
Right. Took 2 cents.
When I say I love me some Randy Moss, I love me some Randy Moss.
So that's why I would go. But if you ask me who I would go with, just my team already have what they had weapons, I would go Randy, Edelman, and a T.O. or a Calvin.
Imagine Randy, Edelman, T.O., and Gronk all on one team.
You're not stopping him.
With Brady as the quarterback.
You're not stopping him. The squirrel's gonna be get his balls anyway.
Even with Daddy Mac and Cheese.
Because you gotta think your team style of play, it has to match that. If not, it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Now think of this, right? You got Ben, right? You got Randy Moss. You got prime Jerry Rice, right? You got Najee. You got our defense, right? You got a healthy Juju. A catchable Deontay.
Yeah, that doesn't drop balls. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said a catchable. Woo.
He needs to get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
I said he needs to get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
Drop a ball.
It's mental. It's all mental for them. It's like the batter that starts striking out and can't get off the plate and he can't hit the ball. It's all mental. He got to get out of that. It's
Somebody come eat your dinner, please.
It's all mental.
Because he can produce if
Yeah, he did a lot better. He did a lot better this season than he did last season.
Yeah, but it's too slow. Like we need you to be there. You know what I mean? Like
this is not
while we trying to get you to where we got other people coming in. So
this is not football related. This is NBA related, but shout out to my main man. What did you say? My main man, 300 grand. Jason Tatum just passed Kevin Garnett as the third-time leading passer in the Boston Celtics. So
I like
Boston Celtics I love him. Boston Celtics has also won their 6 games straight in a row and is looking to be the top spot for the Eastern Conference for the NBA. So we need to keep this shit up because we getting better and better and better. So
I like Jason Tatum. He's good.
I think it's funny that the Nets gave up one person for 3 people and neither team were producing.
I think the Nets missed the window last year or a year ago. No, last year they missed the window. And only because Kyrie don't play every game at home. He plays only away games. So
away game.
It doesn't help out when you're at home and you need him there. But it is what it is. So we got any more topics?
Nope, that is it. Sorry. Speaking of that, but real fast, like the 76ers are just as dumb. Sorry, Philly. Sorry, June. Like you gave up like your 3 top players for James Harden, who ain't doing shit for your team.
But are they winning though?
Let me actually look. At ESPN, NBA. They beat the Knicks. But
I mean, it's the Knickerbockers.
that's what I was gonna say. I could beat a bucket, but I could be a bucket for the Knicks. Look, me. The Knicks is the Jets in the Eastern Conference. So that should tell you a little bit something. But nope, that is it. Nikki, closing remarks.
No, wait. Nikki's gonna go last today.
Oh, okay.
I just sent her request in the text.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Stop acting.
So Nikki should close. Close us out with her language.
Yes.
The language that she be trying to sing us to on FaceTime, but want to be shy on Zoom.
What language?
Don't hide your heritage, girl. Don't deny who you are.
I really am confused on what you're saying.
You are a true African woman. So let's not play these games. You Nigerian queen. Hey, listen. 2 weeks went by. I'm happy to be here. Had a great weekend last weekend. Very excited for what's coming. Mindset is very different. It's shifted a little bit and more focused on what the next chapters are. So I'm super excited to see where this goes, where everything goes in life, and I'm happy to be here. Good, June, I hope everything works out. Till next week for us. I'll pass over to you, Bree.
Always a pleasure doing this with you. We missed last week. Frank was on a flight. I hope you really enjoyed your trip. You look like you had a lot of fun. You had an amazing speech. But yes, see you guys next week. Don't forget to drink your water, work out, smile, tell somebody that you hope they're having a great day. You don't know what everyone's going through, and just live life with positive vibes only.
Nikki.
All right, America. I don't know what you want me to say. All right, America. And Maria next week. Because me, Maria, so fucking so, but my try, you know, you're about me or down. But anyway, Kebara, see Bristol, Kelo Momio. I'm about you next week. Bye. Hold on, bro. Adios.